Last night's Joan Gamper route hid a quieter but pivotal story. Barcelona's planned exit for academy keeper Iñaki Peña has hit the brakes after transfer talks with Como collapsed over terms, leaving the youngster at a crossroads. With Barcelona insisting on registration certainty for Joan Garcia and Como scrambling for an immediate starter, Peña now weighs fresh interest from Celta Vigo and Sevilla against the option of a loan with a buy clause. The stall deal raises urgent questions about Barcelona's squad strategy and Peña's future. Will he stay and fight or move on to chase playing time elsewhere? The fallout from a dominant Joan Gamper scoreline is not always measured in goals, and this time the real story unfolded off the pitch. A summer move for Barcelona academy goalkeeper Iñaki Peña that once looked likely has stalled, and the reasons are as tactical as they are financial. Como, building an ambitious young squad this window and keen to bring in talent with La Masia pedigree, identified Peña as a clear target after scouting a crop of exit-linked players from Barcelona. Initial contact between the clubs indicated mutual interest, but negotiations quickly revealed a gap that neither side seemed willing to bridge. Barcelona's demands over the transfer, tied to valuation, guarantees, and the wider architecture of their squad management, proved too steep for Como, who faced their own clock to find a first-choice goalkeeper ahead of the league campaign. At the same time, Barcelona's internal priorities have complicated matters. The club wants to secure registration certainty for Joan Garcia before sanctioning departures, a procedural and strategic condition that leaves Peña in a holding pattern. That requirement signals Barcelona's desire to manage squad depth carefully. They are unwilling to let a homegrown keeper leave until they are certain their goalie roster is properly registered and balanced. For Peña, the collapse of talks with Como is more than a line in a transfer update. It is a pivotal career moment. The keeper now has to evaluate alternative routes to first-team football. Interest from clubs like Celta Vigo and Sevilla has been reported, offering him pathways that could combine playing time with the chance to develop in La Liga. Another increasingly plausible avenue is a loan move with an option to buy, a compromise that would allow Barcelona to retain some control over the player's future while giving Peña the minutes he needs to grow and prove himself. Each option carries trade-offs. Staying at Barcelona risks limited opportunities in a crowded goalkeeping pecking order, but it keeps him within the club's environment and close to coaches who know his strengths. Moving to a club where he could start offers immediate exposure and a test of his resilience under pressure, but it also means adapting quickly to a new system and expectations. For Como, the breakdown forces a recalibration. Reports suggest they are already exploring alternatives, with names of other options being circulated as they scramble for reliability between the posts. Their urgency underscores the narrow window clubs often face in the transfer market. When needs are immediate, negotiators may have less room to wait out stubborn valuation demands. The ripple effects of this stalled transfer extend beyond the individuals involved. Barcelona's stance sends a clear message about their transfer calculus. Homegrown talent can be leveraged, but not at the cost of destabilizing squad registration or letting strategic priorities slide. For supporters and pundits, Peña's situation becomes a lens through which to examine Barcelona's summer planning. Are they building depth, protecting assets, or simply buying time? The answer will influence how fans interpret further moves. At its heart, there is a human element. A young goalkeeper who trained within Barcelona's system now faces a decisive sum. His choices in the coming days will shape not only where he plays next season, but how his career trajectory unfolds. Will he accept a loan that promises minutes and the chance to return with proven experience? Will he push for a permanent move where the pathway to starting is clearer? Or will he remain patient, trusting Barcelona's long-term plan, even if immediate chances are limited? The transfer window rarely stops for neat resolutions, and this episode is a reminder that the biggest stories are sometimes written in stalled agreements and strategic hesitations rather than headlines. Fans should watch the next steps closely. Any movement on Joan Garcia's registration, renewed offers from interested clubs, or a sudden change in Como's hunt for a goalie could all reopen negotiations. For now, the breakdown of talks has transformed what might have been a straightforward summer departure into a suspenseful moment of decision, one that will reveal as much about Barcelona's transfer discipline as it does about Iñaki Peña's appetite for risk and opportunity.